everybody. Welcome to a video. To give you a little context for this, I'm feeling deprived, and because of that, I've been really listening to this song, After Dark. It's really good. I can't explain it past just that it's really good. I know maybe there's a whole other video to make about it, but sorry. But it hits the spot. And to tell you kind of the level of depravity that I've hit, I've made ramen. Ramen's the only food I have right now, and I've used the same bowl 3 times in a row because I have no other clean dishes. And if I keep using this every day, it'll recycle the schmutz, and it won't be. That's where I'm at. I'm not saying it's good, or it's just where we're at. So I'm listening to this song a lot. Anyone that saw the video I uploaded a few days ago with Cyberpunk. Oh yeah, the people that saw my last video will know that I had this song featured in it. And I guess that was a prelude to this happening. So let's get into it. Anyway, what I actually want to do, to get to the point of all this, is I want to go through line by line and sort of talk about how I interpret the song and what I think it's about. Because in the past, when I listen to a song that really resonates with me, I always try looking it up, and I go into the Yellow website. I feel like an old man. What's the Yellow website? They have a YouTube channel where they have the artists come in and break down their songs line by line, but they don't actually do that. They have the artists come in and then they talk about their songs, but they skip over lines, and they're always the ones I actually want to know. So I'm going to fill this hole in my heart. Let's get to it. So the first lyrics are, let's see, I see you, you see me. One of the great things about this song, by the way, at least one of the things I love about it, is it's a really versatile song. It can be about, I think, it can be about a breakup, in the moment, the breakup happening. It can be further down the road when the two parties of the breakup are coming to reconcile. I think it can be not about a breakup at all, which is kind of where I lean more towards. And I think it's more relatable. I mean, at some point I feel like most everyone goes through a breakup, and that's obviously relatable, but definitely everybody knows what it's like to like somebody and to yearn for them. So, and I think this song does a good job of portraying the loneliness and kind of melancholy that comes with wanting someone and liking them but not having it. I can't remember what the freaking website is. I haven't looked at it though. So if I say anything on here that you would probably find while looking at the lyrics on the Yellow website, that's a coincidence. I should probably do that. I'm not going to, but I probably should. Also, one more disclaimer before we really get to the meat of this puppy. Of this thing. I don't know why puppy came to mind. What the heck? I took a music theory class once, and it was kind of fun, but it was a really bad class, and the teacher was green and didn't really know what he was doing. And I think I did my final on Amadeus, and I had to fill out a test about him, and the teacher let us listen to music, and I just listened to the song Rock Me Amadeus, and then I would just wait for it to get to the part where it went through his life by the years, and I just did that, and I got an A on it. So that was my experience with music theory, is cheating on a test about someone I don't even know the full name of. Wolfgang Mozart. Shit. We're moving on, because I'm going to embarrass myself a lot right now if we don't. So anyway, yeah, I see you, I see me, how pleasant this feeling. We'll focus on this chunk first, I think. I think this is an incredible way to start a song and sort of establish a mood. I think it is really good at... I firmly believe that one of the purest forms of love is feeling seen by somebody and then knowing how to make them feel seen. Um, and I think this is just a really romantic lyric. Is I see you, you see me, how pleasant. It's just saying that they see each other, like actually like see each other, and it feels good. And I know I really resonate with that, and that really speaks to me because I don't know, maybe this isn't universal, but for me at least, my love language. I don't know what my love language is, but I do know that I like feeling seen and like acknowledged, and even like the subtle things. Like I like being able to like express a look and have my partner, not even partner, just like my friends or my family. I like people to like know me well enough. You know, I'm not a very expressive person. The moment you hold me, I missed you. I'm sorry. So I think that the moment you hold me might be a tag on. So I think it might be I see you, you see me, and then how pleasant this feeling the moment you hold me. Um, I think it could either. I think the moment you hold me could be attached onto like this feeling, like the feeling of being held, like the moment that you're being held, or I kind of like it as an isolated statement as well. I think it's really nice and kind of just being like obviously if you're being held by someone, that's nice. That's a nice feeling. I think that's kind of self-explanatory. And then these two ones, I'm sorry, or I missed you, I'm sorry. I think these are the lines that give most credence to this being like a breakup song, and that even gets attached onto I've given what I have, I showed you I'm growing. When you look at breakups, it's a really common mindset, I guess, that they they'll always come back and say like I'm growing or I've grown or like I'm working on myself. I'm doing what I can to get better. If the breakup didn't end for something like external, I guess, like someone cheated or someone moved away or I don't know, there's like a death that in the family that might have messed someone up. I don't know, like, but if it was just like a breakup, I feel like where it's just they weren't compatible and it just had to end, which is not an easy thing to be a part of on either side. Then I think that I know that I've been in 6 breakups. I was the recipient of 4 of them and initiated 2 of them. And I can soundly say that in every instance, except for maybe one, there was a great deal of talking about growing and changing after the breakup, and that's good. Great. I think breakups are an excellent way to grow and to heal, but also I think people kind of see it as like the key to I know fixing it or bringing it back, and sometimes it might. I'm not saying that's wrong, but although I'd like to push past that because I think that's kind of an obvious interpretation, which isn't wrong by any means. It probably is what it is, but to hold to my narrative that I like, that it's more about just longing for someone that you've never been with, and maybe they don't even know you. Well, obviously they know you exist if you're being held by them, which could be metaphorical. Anyway, we don't get too into like that stuff, but I think everybody knows that feeling of liking somebody, and whether the song is like at the crux of them coming together for the first time, or if it's a friend that you have that's been in your friend group that you have a crush on, and probably everybody knows you do, but nothing's ever come of it. I missed you is such a universal feeling. You don't need a relationship with someone to miss them. Frankly, I don't even think you need to have had met someone to miss them. I think I forget the word, but like that feeling of missing some place that you've never been to. I think that happens with people. Um, I think it can probably be unhealthy if it happens with people, but I think we all kind of know that feeling of missing someone that you're either just an acquaintance with or maybe haven't even met. And then on top of that, I think the phrase like I think saying I'm sorry is absolutely universal. I think saying I'm sorry has grown way past what the actual literal meaning of gunk in your. I swallowed it. That's disgusting. I hate myself. I hate myself. I'm sorry. Moving back to not me swallowing a loogie. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I know I'm going to edit that, but we'll find out. Oh my gosh, and laughing just makes more come up. Oh my gosh, this is horrible. I'm sorry. I think it's kind of like a really easy, sort of fast way to acknowledge one's faults. Um, like in a degrading way. Like we all know that we're all really self-critical on ourselves. Um, and I think often, and it's just the human experience, I mean, it could be taken to an extreme, but I think just the human experience is, I think, we find all the tiny little flaws about ourselves, and those turn into reasons to be sorry. So like we might meet somebody and be like, sorry, my hands are clammy, and in reality, your hands are not at all. That was a lot of work to get through that. I'm sorry there. I've given what I have. I showed you I'm growing. This one gets a little tricky. I mean, obviously, I mean, it can't just be, I think, you do things for someone and it just goes unreciprocated or unimpressed or whatever. And I think maybe there's another level where it's like, I've given what I have, I showed you I'm growing. You might do all, like, and maybe this even ties in with I'm sorry thing. You do all this work behind the scenes that you're super focused on, and it's like the whole world to you. But then the person, I'm sorry, I'm like moving back and forth a lot. No, I'm not. It hurts. My stomach hurts. That's all. Yeah, it ties into maybe the I'm sorry thing where it's like you do all this work behind the scenes and all that, and then they don't notice. Maybe maybe you're going to the gym. You start going to the gym for like every day, and you start eating healthy and like journaling, like just doing like kind of universally agreed upon good habits, and maybe they still don't notice you, even though that to you that's your life, but to them like they couldn't care less. Not in like a demeaning way, just they just don't notice you. Now, to me, that's a very relatable feeling. I know in junior high that a lot of stuff like that happened where, and not even just with girls, but like with teachers and like friend groups I want to be a part of, I would like intentionally like style my clothes or whatever, and to no avail, which is probably for the best, honestly. The ashes fall slowly as your voice consoles me. I love I love this line so much. It's so good. It makes me think of Akira, the shot of the main guy, can't remember his name, on his hands and knees after his friend blows up the city with the nuke, or with his mind powers, and it's all in ruins. It's just a really powerful visual, and I think the ashes are like obviously like flames, are like ashes are the result of fire, and I think fire is often depicted as like a destructive sort of everything burned and got ruined sort of thing. So the ashes is kind of fast forwarding through that and saying the ashes fall slowly. So like whether like was it breakup or a love fallen on deaf ears, like that's all behind you now because now you're with them and the ashes are falling, and then as your voice consoles me, so whatever happened up to that point doesn't matter because now the other person's voice is there and they're consoling them, and maybe not even consoling them, maybe they're just talking, but the person like us, like the listener, are taking it as being consoled because that's just how much of a peaceful presence the person in question like brings to us. Hi, sorry, I thought I heard something, and my roommate shouldn't be back for another few hours, so spooky. Yeah, no, the chorus I think is one of the most emotionally. I'm out of breath from standing up. Holy crap! That's one of the more, I think, impactful. I don't know. You get like dense feelings thing. Yeah, as the hours pass, I'll let you know that I need to ask before I'm alone. Well, first off, as the hours pass, I like that visual a ton. Because when you're with someone that you like, I think time just soars by. And then I'll let you know that I need to ask before I'm alone. I know, to me, that's kind of interpreted as you have like a moment of courage, I guess. But you want to hold her hand, or his hand, real bad. And you have that like you're on the, like your heart is on the edge of like, I need to do this and I want to do this, but I need more time to like get there. And so I think that that feeling and moves into this really well, where it's like you have something on your mind you want to say, and I think I like the vagueness of it a lot, because I mean, yeah, how many times like have you wanted to say something to somebody but you just haven't, but you wanted to, like, I mean, it's the same kind of feeling as like the first kiss, or like the first like time you hold hands, or something like. And especially under the context, like if it is a breakup, I mean, it could be anything. You could be saying that you want to get back together, or you want to, especially under the context of you've been growing, like maybe this is your like chance to say like here's me, like I'm ready to do this, like I think we should try again. Or if it's like a crush situation, you can be like, I've put in all this work on myself, and like here we are, we're close together. I imagine them dancing, but I don't think they ever say at any point in the song that they're dancing. Oh no, they do. That's fine. Okay, I'm not crazy. It's just really good. Like it hits the spot of being unsure, but like wanting, like being reckless, really, of with your, just being reckless of being like, whether it's the right time or not, like the time is now in my heart to get this out and to be here. So I know that's really good. How it feels to rest on your patient lips. I mean, I think that's kissing. That's kissing. How it ties in with the rest, though, I'll let you know that I need to ask for him alone. Because you could look at it as he needs to ask that how it feels to. Oh, I've never thought of that before. Whoa. Okay, hold on. Oh wow. Okay, so. Oh, that's really. Oh, that's. Oh, I hadn't thought of it. That changes it so much. He wants to ask how it feels to rest on your patient lips, eternal bliss. I think that is so cool. Let me say what I'm thinking here. I think, okay, so I think what he's saying, like this like, it gets you to the moment, right? You're here with the girl or the guy, and you're like, you're in the moment, you're in there, you're close to him, and like you want to know how it must feel to kiss that person, and how to just intertwine with him and just give him a good old fat old kiss on there. And then it ends with, I'm so glad to know, which he did. Like she, whoever, like you did it. Like you kissed him, and now you know. He's, oh, that's so beautiful. That's so beautiful. It's, oh my gosh, I can't, this must be so obvious to everybody. I'm such an idiot. It just clicked with me. I've listened to this song hundreds of times, like in the last like week alone. This whole thing, the whole chorus, is him saying how he's shy, but he's bolstering his courage because he wants to let this, or like whoever it is, like you want to let him know that you like them and that you're interested in them. And you did all this work beforehand about growing and being here, and all like anything else that's happened before this doesn't matter because you're here right now. And then you get to this point where you just want so badly to know what it must be like to kiss them, and then it ends with, I'm so glad to know, which is just an isolated, like you can't connect that to the rest of the chorus. It's an isolated sentence. Oh, it's so good. Oh, you kissed him, dude. I feel so dumb that I hadn't thought of that. It's so obvious. I've thought about these lyrics so much. I'm so glad to know. Wow, that's really beautiful. So let's see. Yeah, we get here. We're swaying. I think this one's really straightforward. Honestly, we're swaying to drum beats in motion. My feeling. Yeah. So these first three ones at least are, we're swaying to drum beats in motion. I'm feeling in motion. Holy cow. We're swaying into drum beats in motion. You're dancing, I think. Yeah, I don't know how to make that more deep. I don't think it is. I think you're dancing. So, yeah. I'm feeling your patience controlling the question I won't speak. So that's the second time that it's brought up a question. I mean, that question, I guess, can be anything, which is one of the cool things about it. But it's nice, I like the phrasing of it, though. The patience is controlling the question I won't speak. The war between your patience and the urge to ask whatever it is you want to ask, like, it's such a powerful like battle between the two that you can actually feel it happening as you're dancing with them. We're telling the stories, our laughter, he knows me. I think stories are kind of the first way we relate to people, is like bringing up a subject and then relating to it through our own experiences. So just like by telling stories. And then our laughter, which is cool. You're both laughing, and then he knows me. I wonder what the he is. Maybe he is the person you're talking to. You feel known because like you've told stories about yourselves to each other, and now you feel, because I mean that would work a little bit with I see you, I see me. It's just another, like, you're not only being seen now, but like you feel like you're known now by the other person. And we're leaving, we're talking, you're closer, it's calming. You're leaving together, and then that is kind of an intimate, actually. I hadn't thought about it too much before, but that is a pretty intimate thing when you're the end of the date, when you're walking away from it. I think that can tell a lot about how the date went, because I mean, you could have someone just straight up like do the whole like loop. That looks like you're trying to chokehold somebody. If she's doing that too at the end of the date, you've done a poor job, I think, of going on a date, by the way. But what I was trying to represent by, that's a mean gesture, is like when she loops your arm through your arm, that's incredibly, that feels good. That feels really good. Because not only, because they also kind of like pull themselves to you, and like you're like sharing bodies. Maybe that was a bad way to say it. I don't know. I think that's how I interpret that. We're leaving, we're talking, you're closer, it's calming. Yeah, I think it's just kind of saying that you guys are leaving wherever you were, and it went well. Like, she's next to you, and it went well. The night will hold us close, and the stars will guide us home. I think the night will hold us close is kind of a really, another, I mean, this whole song's filled, it's silly with them, but another really good visual. There's something just intimate, I guess, about being awake with someone at night. I love the nighttime. Actually, I think exactly for what this is trying to get at, or how I'm interpreting it at least, is I think nighttime is just quiet. I think it's peaceful, and I think interactions with other things, like when you play games, when you read, when you're talking with a friend, making a phone call, whatever, like, I think nighttime just makes everything more like present. You're more present for it, and like you're more involved with everything that you're doing it with. And then the stars will guide us home. You're not really too concerned about what's happening next. You're just here for the moment, and you know, whatever happens. So I dig it. I've been waiting for this moment. We're finally alone. Whoa, okay. I'm not sure. Oh, you know what? I was kind of looking at a timeline where in the chorus they kiss, but maybe this is the moment where that kiss happens. I just feel like a lot of this is actually really self-explanatory, and I feel kind of like a fool right now. Finally alone, I turned to ask the question, so anxious my thoughts. Your lips were soft like winter, and your passion that was lost. Yeah. I wonder if the kiss is the question. Like, the kiss itself. Maybe, I don't know, maybe it's him asking if he can kiss her. I know, I kind of prefer it actually to be the kiss is a question. Because when you kiss somebody, there's so much being held there. Like, it's representing so much. At least it can. I know that, you know, not every kiss means the whole world, but I think the first kiss that, like, sparks the beginning of a relationship is really, I think it's really sweet, and I like the idea that the kiss itself is the question. I think this is the moment where the kiss happens. Been waiting for a moment to finally do it. It doesn't feel reckless to do it in this moment. It's finally, everything's built up to here. You turn, you kiss her, or him. I don't know, whatever you want. There's actually one of the first kisses of my relationships with one of my exes was I was at her apartment, and she kissed me, and then I was like, she was like leaning over, like really quick, like I was in the middle of like a sentence, and I was like, what? And I was so taken aback and just like in like disbelief that I thought she did it by accident or like didn't mean it, and I was like, oh, anyway, and then I kept like doing what we were doing, and then she's like, oh, and then later she texted me after I got back to my motel, we were texting. She was like, yeah, I was texting my roommate while you were talking, and she told me I should just kiss you. And it took a lot of courage, and like you didn't seem like you wanted to. And I was like, what? And then we made out the next day, so it ended well. I love the visual prospect, I don't know, of winter being soft. I think it's soft. I like that a lot. It's really sweet. And then it just, oh, this is it, Genius. This is the yellow website right here. I want to look at the chorus and see. Oh, this is like fully detailed. The chorus features a repetitive melody which mimics the main melody of the song first or in the intro. Feels around the person, musically speaking. While the speakers refer to themselves as anxious during other points in the song, the chorus more clearly states their intentions as time passes. They're eventually going to ask their friend to kiss them. How it feels to rest on your patient lips, and either make a preview. Yeah, see, this is not a satisfactory explanation to me. It doesn't quite impact the way that I would like it to when I'm trying to get into a song and get the nitty gritty of it. Thank you for watching, and I hope that this was insightful to you. It was insightful to me. I learned a lot, which is awesome, I guess. I'll link, if you haven't heard this song, or I think you should listen to it after this video. I'm going to for sure. Well, I edit it probably. It's just a really good, pretty song. It's very melancholic, very, well, it emphasizes loneliness in a really nice way, I think, and the success of not being lonely anymore, so give it a listen. I'll link a Spotify link and a YouTube link for people that don't have Spotify Premium. And yeah, I think that'll do it. Thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Have a good one.